If you're a Republican, you really are starting to like our chances more and more. If you're a Democrat, you got to be very worried. And if you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, I would think you'd be livid. Here we go again with Bernie Sanders being treated really horribly by the institutional elements that don't want him to be the nominee. Happened again last night at the CNN debate. Man, that was entertainment. You probably missed it because most normal people, I don't think, want to suffer through it. And it was bad in a good way. I mean, it was wrong for all the right reasons, at least if you're on our side of the aisle. One headline from Deadline.com, Democrat debate number 7 review, the final face-off before Iowa caucuses becomes dull night of the living dead. Night of the living dead. I mean, none of them seem to have a whole lot of enthusiasm. And Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren in a nasty spat that is not a good look. Not a good look at all. I don't know who in the world you think are the winners or the losers. If by winning you mean besting Bernie Sanders with a lot of help from CNN, well, I guess you got to take that. It was the weirdest exchange. You know, there's been this accusation by Elizabeth Warren that Bernie Sanders told her in private he doesn't think a woman has a chance of becoming president. He denies that he ever said that. In fact, last night he said, you go back years and years, look at YouTube, I've said it, go back 30 years, I think a woman could be elected president. And, you know, one thing about Bernie Sanders, he's a progressive's progressive. Kind of hard to believe a lefty like Comrade Bernie wouldn't think a woman could be president. It's also pretty plausible that Elizabeth Warren is fabricating something yet again. But she's sticking to her guns. She obviously is claiming he said it. He's denying it. What the reporter from CNN, Abby Phillip, did last night was astounding. I want to get this right, guys. Let's make sure we have the clip here. I think this is clip number 2. All right, let me go with cut number 1, because you got to keep this in context. And we've got to make sure this is all segmented together so you hear this in real time. It was the craziest exchange I've ever seen in a debate. First, let's play cut 1 from CNN and Grabian.
CNN reported yesterday that, and Senator Warren confirmed in a statement, that in 2018 you told her that you did not believe that a woman could win the election. Why did you say that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't say it. And I don't want to waste a whole lot of time on this because this is what Donald Trump and maybe some of the media want. Anybody knows me, knows that it's incomprehensible that I would think that a woman could not be president of the United States. Go to YouTube today. There's some video of me 30 years ago talking about how a woman could become president of the United States.
Okay, so he makes that assertion. The reporter even follows up with him and says, now to be clear, now I think we have it right in this context. Here's cut number 2. This is Abby Phillip following up after Bernie Sanders' response.
Senator Sanders, I do want to be clear here. You're saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
I disagreed. Bernie is my friend, and then
Pocahontas isn't listening either. She said, I disagree. What did you disagree with? That's not the answer to that question. I mean, honest to goodness, Bernie Sanders just finishes telling this reporter, I didn't say it. Oh, Senator Warren, how did you feel when he said it? Right now, CNN is trending on Twitter because Bernie bros are livid. And guess what? If you're a Bernie Sanders fan, you have a right to be ticked off. Because here we go again with Bernie getting shut out by the powers that be because they simply don't want to see him as the nominee. Now, make no mistake, I don't agree with anything Bernie Sanders represents. But I have always been impressed with the enthusiasm that he has created with a lot of young people who like him. He's a socialist by his own admission. Again, nothing ideologically that I see eye to eye with him on, but it is blatantly unfair the way the institutional outlets treat him, whether it's the DNC, whether it's CNN, the media. They don't want to give Bernie Sanders a shake. And I guess they're afraid of him. I guess they're worried about him. Maybe they don't think he is winnable. They don't think he can beat Trump. It's been said that Trump would really like to go head-to-head with Bernie Sanders. Listen, Donald Trump wants to go head-to-head with anybody. He'll pick a fight with Mother Teresa if he needs to. So it doesn't really matter who it is. I can see him making mincemeat out of any Democrat up on that stage.